Hi dear, welcome back to Voice of Wisdom. Have you ever caught a faint, unfamiliar scent and wondered, wait, is that coming from me? Don't worry, you're definitely not alone, and there's absolutely no reason to feel embarrassed. In today's video, we're uncovering 8 surprising bathroom habits that, according to doctors, can actually make older women smell worse, even when we're trying our best to stay clean and hygienic. Make sure to stick around until the end, because I'll share easy, practical tips to help you stay fresh, confident, and totally in sync with your body. You deserve to feel vibrant and beautiful at any age. Before we jump in, it would mean a lot if you hit that like button. Your support helps me share these important lessons about living well as we age. And if you haven't joined our community yet, don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a new video. If you find this helpful, leave a comment with the number 1. If it's not quite your thing, comment 0. I'm always looking to improve and bring you even better content. Now, let's get started. Part 1. Using too much soap down there, ladies. Can I let you in on a personal revelation that changed my approach to personal hygiene? When I was younger, I approached my daily shower with the enthusiasm of a cleaning fanatic, lathering up every inch of my body with heavily scented soaps and body washes. I was particularly diligent about my intimate areas, scrubbing away as if I could earn a gold star for impeccable cleanliness. I genuinely believed that more soap equaled more freshness, and those floral-scented feminine hygiene products lining the drugstore shelves only reinforced that mindset. But here's the kicker. No one, not my mother, not my closest friends, nor even my doctor until years later, told me that this aggressive cleansing routine was doing more harm than good. The truth is, our intimate areas are marvels of self-regulation. The vaginal ecosystem is designed to maintain a delicate balance of beneficial bacteria and a specific pH level, typically between 3.8 and 4.5, that keeps infections at bay and ensures everything stays healthy and odor-free. This natural system is like a well-tuned orchestra, with each component playing its part to maintain harmony. However, when we introduce harsh soaps, fragrant body washes, or even those so-called gentle feminine hygiene products, we're essentially throwing a wrench into the works. These products, often laden with chemicals, fragrances, and alcohol, strip away the good bacteria and disrupt the natural acidity, creating an environment where harmful bacteria or yeast can thrive. The result? Odor, irritation, or even infections like bacterial vaginosis or yeast infections. Not because we're dirty, but because we've overcleaned and upset the balance. I learned this the hard way after years of battling recurring discomfort and wondering why my efforts to stay fresh seemed to backfire. A candid conversation with my gynecologist finally set me straight. The vagina is self-cleaning and doesn't need internal scrubbing. The inner vaginal canal produces mucus that naturally flushes out dead cells and bacteria, keeping things in check. For external areas like the vulva, warm water is usually sufficient. If you feel the need for a cleanser, opt for a fragrance-free, pH-balanced product specifically formulated for intimate areas and use it sparingly on the external skin only, never inside. Products like wipes, sprays, or douches might promise a fresh feeling, but they often contain irritants that can lead to dryness, itching, or worse. My advice: trust your body's natural processes. The less you interfere with its rhythm, the healthier and fresher you'll feel. If you notice a persistent odor or discomfort, don't double down on soaps. Consult a healthcare provider to rule out underlying issues. Your body is smarter than you think, so let it do its job. Part 2. Not washing towels often enough. Now, let's talk about something we don't often think about: our bath towels. If I asked you when you last washed yours, would you have to pause and think? I'll admit, I used to be guilty of letting my towel hang in the bathroom for far too long. My logic was simple. I'm clean when I step out of the shower, So the towel stays clean too, right? Oh, how wrong I was. It wasn't until I started noticing a faint musty smell lingering on my skin, even after a thorough shower, that I realized my towel was sabotaging my hygiene routine. Here's the science behind it. Bath towels are magnets for moisture, and bacteria and fungi thrive in damp, warm environments. Every time you dry off and hang your towel in a steamy bathroom, especially one with poor ventilation, you're creating a breeding ground for microbes. Those germs can include skin bacteria, mold, or even mildew, which not only cause that unpleasant towel odor, but can also transfer back onto your clean skin. For someone like me, who used to reuse the same towel for an entire week in the name of efficiency and water conservation, this was a wake-up call. I thought I was being environmentally conscious, but I was unknowingly compromising my skin's health. Dermatologists recommend washing bath towels after every 3 to 4 uses to keep bacteria at bay. If you live in a humid climate or your bathroom lacks good airflow, think no windows or a weak exhaust fan, you may need to wash them even more frequently, perhaps after every 2 uses. To make this easier, adopt a towel rotation system. Keep 3 towels in your arsenal, one you're currently using, one that's air drying after a wash, and one that's clean and ready to go. This way, you're never stuck with a damp, germ-laden towel. Another pro tip: make sure your towel dries completely between uses. Spread it out fully on a towel rack rather than bunching it up. And consider investing in a small dehumidifier for your bathroom if ventilation is an issue. Since I started washing my towels more regularly and ensuring they dry properly, I've noticed my skin feels cleaner, my bathroom smells fresher, and that musty towel odor is a thing of the past. It's a small change with a big payoff. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Part 3. Ignoring your feet. Let's get real for a moment. Feet aren't exactly the most glamorous topic of conversation, are they? We tend to give them the bare minimum of attention, especially when they're hidden away in socks and shoes all day. I used to be the queen of neglecting my feet. My shower routine consisted of letting the water cascade over them, maybe giving them a quick swipe with a soapy washcloth and calling it done. I never bothered to scrub thoroughly or dry between my toes, assuming my feet were fine as long as they weren't visibly dirty. But as I got older, I started to notice an unmistakable problem: a sour, unpleasant smell emanating from my shoes, even on days when I hadn't been particularly active or sweaty. It was embarrassing, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. The root of the issue lies in how our skin changes as we age. Younger skin naturally sheds dead cells more efficiently, but as we get older, that process slows down. Dead skin cells can accumulate on our feet, especially in areas like the heels and between the toes, creating a feast for odor-causing bacteria. Add in the fact that feet are prone to sweating. They have over 250,000 sweat glands. And you've got a recipe for funk if you're not proactive. My minimalist foot cleaning routine was allowing dead skin and moisture to linger, turning my feet into a sneaky source of odor. Now I've completely revamped my approach, and it's made a world of difference. During every shower, I dedicate a full minute to my feet. I use a soft washcloth and a mild fragrance-free soap to gently scrub every surface, paying special attention to the soles, heels, and yes, between the toes where moisture and bacteria love to hide. Exfoliating tools like a pumice stone or foot file can help remove dead skin buildup, but I only use them once a week to avoid irritation. The real game changer, though, is drying my feet thoroughly after washing. I use a clean towel to pat them dry, making sure to get between each toe to eliminate any lingering moisture. In the summer, or when I'm wearing closed-toe shoes for long periods, I sprinkle a bit of antifungal foot powder into my socks or shoes to keep things dry and odor-free. Taking care of your feet isn't just about banishing odour, it's about respecting the workhorses that carry you through life. Neglecting them can lead to issues like athlete's foot, cracked heels, or even infections, especially if you have conditions like diabetes that affect foot health. So ladies, let's give our feet the love they deserve. A little extra attention in the shower, a thorough drying routine, and the occasional pampering. Think a soothing foot soak or moisturiser will keep your feet fresh, healthy, and ready to take on the world. After all, they're the foundation of your body and your confidence. Part 4. Leaving the toilet lid open when flushing. Let's dive into a topic that might initially spark a chuckle but carries some surprisingly serious implications. Flushing the toilet with the lid open. When I first learned about this, I couldn't help but laugh. It sounded like something out of a quirky science experiment, but the reality is far from humorous, and it's backed by solid research. When you flush a toilet with the lid up, you're essentially setting off a microscopic geyser known as a toilet plume. This phenomenon involves tiny, invisible droplets, often laden with bacteria, viruses, and other unsavory particles, being propelled into the air at startling speeds. Studies have shown these aerosolized particles can travel up to 6 feet or more, lingering in the air for minutes or even hours. Now consider the implications. Those minuscule droplets don't just vanish. They settle on surfaces throughout your bathroom. Your toothbrush sitting innocently on the counter, potentially coated. Your hairbrush, towel, or even the skincare products you apply daily. All fair game. If you're standing nearby during the flush, those particles could even land on your skin or, worse, be inhaled. The stakes get higher when you factor in the presence of air fresheners, scented toilet bowl cleaners, or other chemical products. The toilet plume doesn't just carry biological contaminants, it can also disperse chemical residues, creating a mist that's both unhygienic and potentially irritating to your respiratory system. The good news? There's an incredibly simple fix. Always close the toilet lid before flushing. Since adopting this habit, I've noticed a marked difference in my bathroom's overall cleanliness and freshness. It's not just about avoiding the gross factor, though that's a big motivator. Closing the lid significantly reduces the spread of bacteria and subtle odours that can accumulate over time, even in a seemingly spotless bathroom. It's a small, effortless change that delivers outsized benefits, ensuring your bathroom remains a sanctuary of hygiene. After all, the cleanest bathroom is one where you don't notice any odours at all, because they simply aren't there. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Part 5. Wearing the same underwear to bed. Let's talk about a habit that many of us have been guilty of at some point, myself included. Picture this. You're winding down for the night, slipping into your favourite cozy pyjamas and climbing into bed. You pause and think, do I need to change my underwear? I've just been lounging around, not exactly running a marathon. It's tempting to stick with the same pair you've worn all day, especially if they feel comfortable. But here's the truth. This seemingly harmless choice could be undermining your hygiene and comfort, particularly as we age. Throughout the day, our bodies naturally produce sweat, oils, and moisture, even if we're not engaging in strenuous activity. These elements, along with skin cells and bacteria, accumulate in our underwear. When you wear the same pair to bed, you're trapping all of that against your skin for hours in a warm, enclosed environment. Prime real estate for odour-causing bacteria to thrive. This is especially true if your underwear is made of synthetic materials like nylon, polyester, or spandex, which are less breathable than natural fibres. Over time, this can lead to skin irritation, increased moisture retention, and yes, unpleasant odours that linger into the morning. So, what's the solution? Doctors and dermatologists recommend swapping out your daytime underwear for a fresh, clean pair before bed. Ideally, choose underwear made of cotton or other breathable fabrics that allow air to circulate and wick away moisture. For those who are comfortable with it, an even bolder option is to skip underwear altogether at night, giving your skin maximum opportunity to breathe. This practice can reduce the risk of irritation, keep sensitive areas drier, and promote a fresher, more comfortable feeling when you wake up. Since making this change, I've noticed a subtle but significant improvement in my morning routine. It's one of those small adjustments that feels surprisingly luxurious and keeps you feeling your best. Part 6. Not cleaning the trash bin in the bathroom. Let's confess something that many of us have done, or rather failed to do, for years. I was blissfully unaware of the importance of maintaining my bathroom trash bin. Like many people, I kept a small lidded bin near the toilet for convenience, tossing in used tissues, cotton swabs, hygiene products, and other odds and ends. My routine was simple: empty it when it was full, and that was that. It never occurred to me that this unassuming bin could be a silent saboteur in my otherwise pristine bathroom. Here's the problem. Even a small trash bin can become a breeding ground for odours and bacteria if not properly managed. Every discarded item, whether it's a damp tissue, a used hygiene product, or even a seemingly innocuous cotton pad, contributes tiny amounts of moisture and organic material. In a lidded bin, these elements are trapped, creating a warm, humid environment where bacteria and mold can flourish. Over time, this leads to a faint but persistent musty or sour smell that can permeate your bathroom, no matter how diligently you clean the surfaces. I was shocked to realize that my clean bathroom had a subtle odor I'd grown accustomed to, all because I wasn't giving my trash bin the attention it deserved. The fix is straightforward and takes minimal effort. Now, I make it a point to empty my bathroom bin every few days, regardless of how full it is. Once a week, I give the bin a thorough wipe down with a disinfectant spray or a vinegar-based cleaner to eliminate any lingering bacteria or odours. For an extra touch, I sprinkle a small amount of baking soda or a few drops of essential oil in the bottom of the bin to absorb and neutralise smells. These small steps, taking less than 5 minutes total, have transformed my bathroom's ambiance. The space feels consistently fresher, and I've noticed that guests often comment on how clean and inviting it is. A well-maintained bathroom bin might seem like a minor detail, but it's a game changer for creating a truly hygienic and pleasant environment. Part 7. Using old or unwashed bathrobes. Picture this. You've just stepped out of a luxurious steamy shower, your skin tingling with that squeaky clean feeling. The world feels right. You reach for your trusty bathrobe, hanging faithfully on its hook, and wrap yourself in its soft, plush embrace. It's like a warm hug from an old friend, comforting, familiar, and oh so cozy. But here's the question that might stop you in your tracks. When was the last time you washed that bathrobe? If you're anything like I used to be, your answer might be a sheepish, I can't remember. Bathrobes have a sneaky way of fooling us. They feel clean because we only slip them on after we've scrubbed ourselves spotless. Surely a garment we wear post-shower can't be harbouring anything unsavoury, right? Wrong. Let's break it down. After a shower, your skin is damp, and that moisture transfers to the bathrobe's fabric as you wrap it around yourself. If the robe isn't hung properly to dry, say it's crumpled on a hook in a poorly ventilated bathroom or shoved behind the door, that trapped moisture creates a perfect environment for trouble. Bacteria, mold, and mildew start to thrive in those damp fibres, turning your cosy robe into a petri dish of unwanted guests. You might not notice it at first, but over time, that bathrobe can develop a faint, musty odour. Ever catch a whiff of something off on your skin, even after a thorough shower? You might blame your soap or deodorant, but the culprit could very well be that unwashed robe. The smell clings to your clean skin, undermining all the effort you put into your hygiene routine. It's a subtle betrayal, but one that's easy to fix once you know what to do. Here's how I tackled the problem, and it's made a world of difference. First, I committed to washing my bathrobe every week. No exceptions. To make this easier, I invested in a second robe so I can rotate between the two. This ensures one is always clean and fully dry, while the other is in use. When hanging my robe, I choose a spot with plenty of airflow, like an open rack or a well-ventilated area of the bathroom, rather than letting it languish in a damp corner. A robe that's allowed to dry properly is far less likely to harbour bacteria or develop that telltale musty scent. The result? My bathrobe now smells like fresh laundry, crisp, clean and inviting, rather than the forgotten back of a closet. It's a small change, but it elevates the entire post-shower experience. You'll feel truly clean, wrapped in a robe that's as fresh as you are. Trust me, once you make this switch, you'll never go back to the days of the "I'll wash it eventually" bathrobe. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Part 8. Forgetting to clean under your arms. After shaving, this next hygiene tip caught me completely off guard, and I'm willing to bet it might surprise you too. Like many people, I used to think that shaving my underarms was a one-way ticket to cleaner, fresher pits. After all, removing hair means less surface area for sweat and odour to cling to, right? That's true in theory, but there's a critical detail I was missing, and it can make or break your underarm hygiene game. When you shave your underarms, you're not just cutting away hair. The razor also acts as an exfoliant, scraping off dead skin cells, leftover deodorant, and even some of the bacteria that naturally live on your skin. Sounds like a good thing, doesn't it? Here's the catch. All that debris, dead skin, deodorant residue, and stirred up bacteria doesn't magically disappear. It can stay on your skin, lurking in the freshly shaved area, unless you take an extra step to clean it away. If left behind, this buildup becomes a breeding ground for odour, undoing the benefits of shaving and potentially making you smell worse than before. Dermatologists and hygiene experts point out that the underarm is one of the body's most bacteria-rich zones. The warm, moist environment is like a 5-star resort for microbes, and shaving, while helpful for reducing odour, can stir things up if you don't follow through with proper cleaning. So, what's the fix? Honestly, it's easier than you might think. It just takes a little intention. After shaving, simply rinse your underarms with warm water to wash away any leftover debris. Then take a soft, clean washcloth and gently wipe the area. No need for harsh scrubbing, since freshly shaved skin is extra sensitive. This gentle cleanse removes dead skin, bacteria, and deodorant residue, giving you a truly clean slate. After rinsing, pat your underarms dry with a clean towel and let your skin breathe for a moment before applying deodorant or antiperspirant. Personally, I use this time to go through my skincare routine, washing my face, applying toner and so on, while my underarms get a few minutes to air out. Ever since I started doing this, I've noticed a big difference. My underarms feel fresher, and that clean feeling lasts all day. The lingering odour I used to notice after shaving? Gone. It's given me a new sense of confidence, knowing my hygiene routine is complete from every angle. By adding this quick post-shave cleanse to your habits, you'll unlock a level of freshness you didn't even know you were missing. It's a simple step with a big payoff. If you found this tip helpful, be sure to like and subscribe to Voice of Wisdom for more practical advice on living your best life, one small step at a time.